Hi, everybody. This is Suyoban here, and today I have with me Mr. Vipul. He is a career expert for Dubai as a destination. So let's get into it and let's dive deeper into why Dubai is on everybody's radar. So, Vipul, my first question to you is why do you think there's so much interest and Dubai is picked up really well within our students? So, why do you think that's been picking up so well?
Firstly, thank you for having me. And why Dubai is being a talking point for everyone now is what Dubai is offering for the students in terms of what they're expecting in terms of investment has been a great concept for the students, because ROI is something everyone is focused on once they're planning for their education overseas, or in fact in India for that matter, because you're investing a certain amount and you're always seeking what's going to be my return on that. And UAE has been playing on that particular front itself, because you have better structures for ROI, because you have a lesser investments to follow with. You will have the same universities that you have in the UK or in the US or in Canada, having the campuses in UAE, right? But you would be paying 30% lesser fees. Over the top, you'll still be getting scholarships to make your ROI more impactful as an individual, right? So that's where they started with their market, and now we can see almost every other country has their universities having their international campuses in UAE, be it UK, be it US, be it Canada, and these are the major countries that everyone is following up with. You have universities from Europe as well. So that was the first viewpoint that every student had, because a certain eligibility requirements that might not be accepted in their home countries of the universities would be still accepted in UAE, right? And they will also be giving an option to take a transfer to your dream country that you always had. Say, for example, if you are looking to enter US, right? But you can't at the moment, you have an option in UAE where you can take a pathway. You complete your 2 years in the UAE and then take a transfer to the US campus. You be it STEM, be it non-STEM, you would still be able to avail the post-study work rights. Similar is the case with other universities as well. Now, this is the first point. Second point, job market. So before becoming a study market, UAE was a job market, right? So jobs would never be a problem for any individual in the UAE. So that's why when you go for a certain course, you are confident that I'll somehow figure out a job. Considering what other countries are going through in terms of job markets, UAE is actually picking up a lot, because if you're going out for a degree, you are actually seeking a job post that, right? There's no point of you going there, completing your degree and then coming back to India without availing any experience on that. So that's where again you take more benefit out of UAE when compared to the other countries that they have. So yeah, these are the things. I mean, lesser investment, better opportunities, way more advanced structures, and my favorite point, no taxes, right? So if you're earning penny or $1 billion, you have that entire amount with yourself, rather than you giving a certain share of that to the government for whatever is the reason that they want to utilize them for. So these are the few reasons where I think UAE is actually growing up, and 2025 has been the emerging section for UAE, and I'm pretty sure 2026 is going to be a booming phase for UAE, because other countries having certain guidelines is helping UAE to grow more, right? There are certain bottlenecks you're having in other destinations, and that's where UAE is actually picking up on the opportunity cost level. So that's what I think is UAE, why UAE is becoming what it's becoming now in the job market of studies.
Great. Thank you for answering that. What are the three main misconceptions you think that students, would address if they are planning to go to Dubai?
Alright, the very first one I consider on this front is the job market, right? Because a lot of students think that UAE doesn't have a better job market, and if they do, it's more oriented towards the blue collar job. That's the mindset that they have. But it's actually not true at all, because you have every major organization having a certain office setup in UAE now, and so reason was taxes, right? So they would love to be in a country where they have to pay the least taxes and probably make the best revenue out of it. So jobs would never be a concern. Blue collar is always available in every country, but white collar is actually the ones that are in demand now. All the employers are seeking white collar jobs, because UAE has probably gone past the phase of becoming a developed country. Now they're actually a fully fledged developed country, right? So fully fledged developed country will have major businesses setups, and those business setups will seek for a white collar job, not a blue collar job, right? So that's point number one. Point number two, people think Dubai is very expensive, right? But it's not. I mean, if you want to have a decent life structure in UAE, your living expenses would not go past 6 to 7 lakh rupees annually. Whereas if you talk about other countries, 10 to 12 lakhs rupees is a basic requirement that they have to ask for students. That's point number two. Point number three is getting a degree from UAE will not be accepted in other countries.
Right.
It's not right, because firstly you will have international universities in UAE. So all those universities, be it from UK, US, Canada, they will have multiple accreditations. You will have it from the Ministry of Education UAE and also the home country of that particular university. That will make your degree more valuable and more widely accepted when compared to you doing it only from that country, right? Country in the daytime, you would have either your university classes or your job, or you will be at your home at least, right? Because everyone would move out in the evening. The same is the structure in India as well, right? Why would someone go out in the afternoon where there is cracking sunlight on your head? So you probably move around in the night or in the evenings. Nightlife is something that every student is interested in, no matter the country they're going to, and UAE has an amazing nightlife. When it comes to safety purpose, I can very proudly say UAE is, if not the safest, definitely one of the most safe countries around the globe. The rules, the regulations, I mean, the police there drives McLarens and Lamborghinis, right? So we all know how much investment they're putting in their legal setups or in their safety security setups. So these are the three major concerns everyone has, be it weathers, be it the securities or safety, be it their nightlife. So everything is on point for that country now. That's why they are expecting and having a lot of immigrants from all around the globe, be it a full-fledged developed countries or be it a developing countries or an underdeveloped countries. So everyone is seeking opportunities in UAE, and yeah, that's what we are also counting on.
Thank you. And what about the scholarships? Are the university offering scholarships, and what should be a typical timeline for a student who is interested in going for the major intakes in Dubai?
Alright. So firstly, UAE actually runs on a rolling intake concept, because you will have every other university offering a certain set of courses in every other intakes, right? The timeline is pretty, I would say, short, because the offer that usually have a week to two. For certain universities, you can expect within 3 to 4 weeks as well, but you usually crack an offer letter between 1 to 2 weeks very easily. The visa that is a week, right? So if you pay your deposit on time, probably the next day of you getting an offer letter, you would be done with the entire process between 15 to 20 days or a month at max, compared to other countries having a visa that of 2 months or 3 months and the offer that of 1 month or 2 months. So the TAT is pretty nominal and less if I talk about. Secondly, scholarships if I talk about. So obviously you are paying 30% lesser fees as compared to their main campuses. Firstly. Secondly, you can actually expect scholarships as high as 60% as well. A lot of universities are more than happy to give you that amount of scholarship, considering if you have that profile. But a lot of universities have a cut slab of offering you 20% of scholarship for every student who comes in, right? So that is also one thing. There are universities that are happy to give you 40% scholarships upfront at the same time. So scholarship and lesser investment is what UAE has been counting on and gunning for to make UAE market an affordable, emerging and safe market for students.
And also in terms of the work permits there, could you please highlight if a student is allowed to take up part-time jobs, and how does the extension on visa works like?
All right. So that's a very nice question, to be very honest, because a lot of people think that you don't have a right to work part-time in UAE. But the fact is you can also work full-time even on your student's visa in UAE. And that's, I guess UAE is the only country offering that to their students. If I go around and do a part-time job, I'll be probably doing 20 hours a week or 25 hours a week in certain situations, certain Emirates. But I can also crack a full-time job and start working 40 hours a week and make my course part-time. The university does offer you that sort of flexibilities as well. So how it basically works is I go around, if I get an offer letter for a full-time job, all I need to do is get back to my university, submit that offer letter and ask for an NOC, non-objection certificate. Once I get that, they will make my course part-time. I will have my classes either in the evenings or on the weekends, and I'll have my job running from probably Monday to Friday and all those 9 hours a day or 8 hours a day thing. So that's there. And yeah, so that's what the part-time structures and the full-time structures looks like. Now if I talk about the extensions over your job or over your study permit, so we don't have the concept of post-study work rights in UAE, to be very honest. How it basically works is you have a tenured visa, because every visa in UAE is a sponsored visa, be it your employer in case of your job or your university in case of your studies, right? So if it's a sponsored visa, you would have a certain TAT set to that, right? If I'm going for a 1-year program, then my student's visa would be confined to 1 year tenure sponsored by my university. So the catch here is, although I would say 95% of the students will crack a job before their student visa expires, right? But even if you don't, you have an option to revoke your student's visa even a day prior to its expiry. That will give you an extension of a month in the UAE, right? And if you have a month more, you can very easily crack a job, because again, I will reiterate, UAE is a job market first and a study market second, right? So getting a job would never be a concern. But even if, God forbid, you're still stuck with the same situation after that 1 month as well, you still have an option to pay 50 dirhams every day and probably get an extension over your stay in the UAE. Because even if you don't crack a full-time job, you can still afford a part-time job, right? So paying 50 dirhams is not that big of an amount for you to invest and explore options in the country.
Oh, thank you. One last question. Which are the upcoming cities, and do you think our students should only consider going to the popular places, or there are more cities that they can consider going to?
Yeah. So there's this mindset that UAE means Dubai,
Right.
but it's not. I mean, yeah, Dubai is definitely one of the key emirates that we have. I mean, Abu Dhabi is the capital and then Dubai is the financial capital. But we have emerging emirates as well. We have Ajman, we have Ras Al Khaimah. These two are really emerging emirates, especially for the student front, because Ajman is actually offering a lot of benefits as a student. And when it comes to your living expenses, when it comes to the infrastructural development, you will soon be seeing a lot of international universities setting up their campuses in Ajman and Ras Al Khaimah now, right? Because Dubai is now a full-fledged setup emirate in the UAE, right? Now it's time for them to probably grow other emirates as well. So Ajman and Ras Al Khaimah are the next targets for the same. Ajman and Ras Al Khaimah have already started getting universities, international universities. If I talk about Ras Al Khaimah at this moment, you have US University, that is Northwood University. You have a UK University, that's University of Bolton. If I talk about Ajman, you already have GUC, that is from Malta, right? So you have already started seeing the international universities getting the campuses out of Dubai and these emirates as well. So infrastructural development has been on peak in these emirates now. Financial development is on peak. The living expenses are actually lower when I compare that with Dubai. Although Dubai is still very affordable compared to other countries, but going to Ajman and Ras Al Khaimah is way more affordable than Dubai as well. So we can understand how competitive the market is getting for the living expenses at the same time. So these two emirates is what I'm also counting on, and probably in the upcoming, after few intakes, we'll see a lot more universities having the campuses now in these two emirates as well. Once they set up these, then obviously they'll be focusing on Fujairah as well, because that's also in their list. So I guess that's how they're targeting. Dubai is done. Now it's Ajman and Ras Al Khaimah. Post that, they'll also focus on Fujairah.
Great. And what do you think are the top 3 activities a student shouldn't miss if they are in Dubai? What are your favorite picks?
Very first thing is the nightlife. I mean, Dubai or UAE, they have an amazing nightlife. So that's one thing that one should always experience if you're in that country. Second is the adventure sport in Ras Al Khaimah, right? You have every possible adventure sport there, be it skydiving, be it anything. You have it in Ras Al Khaimah, and that is very, very good for you to explore and take an experience of. Thirdly, I would say luxury, right? Because if you are in UAE, you are surrounded by luxury, and that is one thing. Even if you don't want to take an experience, you would still get it, right? And that probably drives you more as an individual to reach that stage, or maybe dream of, or manifest for. So those are the 3 things that everyone should seek for in UAE for me.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Vipul.
Sure.
Thank you for doing this with us.
My pleasure.
Thank you for visiting JS Global Academy. And we hope that it helps our students.
Definitely.
We can always, connect with you if there are.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, guys.